Sergio, before we get into kind of your journey as a whole, which I want to talk to you about, you've been with this Cavalry team now for 7 years. How special has that journey been, calling Calgary home and what you guys have been able to accomplish, both on and off the pitch in the city?
Yeah, I think the word that comes to mind is unexpected. I came to Calgary in 2018 to get eyes on me that haven't been on before because I knew CPL was coming and I hadn't met Tommy before in person. So I used 2018 and that PDL team, Foothills, as a kind of platform for me to show my talents. And ever since then, I've stayed in Calgary, and it's been 8 years now going on, and I call Calgary home now.
This Cavalry team, obviously, it's a little unfair, but it's the way the North American system works, right? Like the last game of the season is always held in the highest regard, and there was so many years where things fell short for you guys in the last game of the season. So going into the final this past year, how did you learn from all of those lessons from all of the years that led into the way you guys performed in that final?
I think we showed that we had learned our lessons. And even though I think that we learned our lessons, we still shut off on the goal that they scored. So it's fine margins, and it's one that finally bounced our way. With the goals that we scored and the ability of our defensive unit and our team from top to bottom to kind of stymie out all their threats and do a 90-minute performance finally that we've been waiting for that many years. It's hard to say that so many things changed from one final to the other. I actually think we played as good or better than Forge in the 2023 final, but they had their moments of magic where they were able to win it from us. We had our moments of magic last year where we were able to win it from them.
And there's one moment, I think, for me that will always stick out before Toby scores his goal, before you score your goal to win that match in that game, and that's you get the ball in midfield and you flick it over Hijabrapor and then play one to Toby and he goes in and I think smashes it slightly over the bar. Would have been a goal of the season candidate, but I was right there and I remember thinking at the time, these guys are confident and they're playing with such freedom. How, after all of those losses and the pressure that was on you guys as a result, were you guys able to play with such freedom and express yourself out there?
It gave me goosebumps thinking about that. I get goosebumps still every time I think about that final. But to answer your question, it's inner belief, and you got to have it to be successful because no one's going to give you that belief outside of your own mind and your own locker room. And it's something that you build consistently throughout the year. And not just throughout the year, but throughout many years if you're lucky enough to stay on the same system and with the same players. It's kind of hard, it's very hard to knock a team off of their perch when they have that inner belief. So even though we knew that two finals prior, we haven't had our successes, we knew that there was things that we could fix internally to make that difference go our way instead of back to Forge.
And what still motivates and brings that hunger to the club? Because obviously you've already made history this year in 2025 after the final success last year, but what's next? What do you guys want to push for to continue?
We are obsessed with winning, and you kind of have to be in this profession. If you're not obsessed with winning, then you're not going to have that drive to beat your opponent every single day. And there are still things that we can look forward to create history. No one's won the double yet, and no CBL team has won the Canadian Cup. So those things keep us hungry, and hopefully they're enough to keep us striving for more.